So here is one more example of a drawing package. Suppose you want to do something in graphics, right? You want to code some way of drawing graphics. So we haven't yet started programming, but we could very well imagine what do we want our class drawable to be able to do, right? We want to be able to create a circle called C centered at this point, radius 3. But we do not expect to create an object D called drawable, because this is an abstract object, drawable. Circle is concrete in your mind, right? So such a class that is designed to serve as a parent class in our inheritance hierarchy, unifying common traits and behaviors, is known as an abstract class. So drawable is going to be abstract. Circle will be a child of this class. That's the point. But any drawable object must have some depth. Do you understand the meaning of depth? You see my arrow, you can see. The screen is behind it. So this screen is deeper than my arrow. This particular shell is even deeper than this screen. All right. So when you basically want to draw a window, you want to be able to know what is in the front and what is behind. The farther back you get, the deeper you get. That's that depth. Transformation. I want to be able to move this or transform this. Do you see? So you want to be able to have some transformation ability. A reference point. For a circle, typically reference point is the center. Maybe for a square also is a center, and so on. We don't know, but let's agree that these are basic things that every drawable object should have. We should be able to move a certain distance in the x direction, certain distance in the y direction. We should be able to move our object to certain other point xy. We should be able to get the depth of our object. We should be able to set our depth. Something that's in the front should go in the back, right? So we should be able to set the depth. We should be able to rotate whatever we draw. We should be able to scale it, increase, decrease. We should be able to flip it, right? We should be able to clone it, that is, make a copy. We should be able to get the reference point. We should be able to adjust our reference point. We should be able to draw whatever object we want, right? So these are the basic methods that all our concrete drawable objects will have. For example, a rectangle or a square or even text, right? Now, within the drawable objects, some drawable objects are fillable and some are not. Some drawable objects have no shape. For example, text. Some have shapes. There are many such considerations one has to think about before we create our hierarchy. So notice we haven't even yet started coding. We want to design our hierarchy. Okay, so we need to think about these various things, which brings us to, this is an entire hierarchy. This comes right from our textbook. Here is a proposed hierarchy of drawable objects. So drawable we just saw. Within drawable you have a text and you have a shape. Okay, text has no shape, so these are objects with shape. So text will have depth, transformation, reference point, and more. A message, font color, font size. This These very much pertain to a text. Then the text will have all these methods. In addition, it should have a few other methods. Notice there is a draw here, there is another draw here. So drawing a text is possibly quite different from drawing every other thing. So this is going to be an improvement upon this. We call it in Python overriding. So this draw will override the parent draw. All these other methods are added in addition to the previous methods. So they are called augmentation. So these have been augmented. All right. Whereas draw has been overridden. Shape. Shape has border, it has color and width. You want get these additional augmented methods and augmented variables. Text ends over here. There is no more child class to text. But shape has a segment. You see a line segment, or you have a fillable shape. So there is an augmentation here. More variable, more methods, more variables, more methods. Notice there is a draw here. That is, this draw is going to override the previous draw. So who is the previous draw for segment? It went all the way to here. All right. So this draw overrides that draw. By the way, we end this class here. Fillable shape further has three branches. One is a polygon, three children, that is. One is a polygon, the other is a circle, the third is a rectangle. So notice polygon also has a draw. Circle has also a draw. So these draws are going to override the previous draw. Okay. Rectangle has a child, square, with its own. So notice, you can understand from here, this is basically the design. Once you have all of this, you will be able to code this class drawable. All right, that's the point of this particular course. So here is object-oriented programming paradigm. We first design every object. Okay, think about design before we draw, before we code. Every object contains variables and methods within it. Okay, so this completes lesson 1, guys. Take time to go over this lesson, read the material yourself, and we'll come back again with our next lesson. Okay, until then.